Emily Gray Koehler's childhood was split between the forest and the farm, so it's no surprise that her art includes images of stark snowy woods and zoomed-in portraits of sheep and horses. Gray Koehler takes us into her studio to show how she creates her prints, and even incorporates pieces of nature with ink and canvas.
I'm collecting plant matter and organic objects. This grass is a nice grass. It's got this lovely curly quality. This is some sort of goldenrod or something in that kind of family. I'm going to glue them down and make it essentially a three-dimensional collage and use that in the printing process. I'm Emily Gray Koehler and I'm a printmaker. I'm coloring in the blue sky. I'm trying to block out the colors so that I know where to carve at what layer. Color reduction woodcut is a relief form of printmaking where you carve away one layer of the wood and print that layer and then carve away from the same block and keep printing and carving the same block away. If I'm creating something that has white in it, I'm going to carve that away from the block first, and then I'll print the next lightest color, maybe it's a yellow, and then carve away everything that's going to stay yellow, and then print the next layer, and so on and so forth. And because it's a reductive process from the same block, I can't reuse it, I can't go back and print, so it's kind of a one and done process. It's fun, it keeps me on my toes. I also like the finality of it, that in the end, you know, I'm making something that I can't go back and change. It is what it is. Kind of like a painting in that sense. It's a type of printmaking that really starts to relate to other types of media that are more immediate. My work generally deals with nature in some form or another. I grew up in northern lower Michigan, pretty much in the forest. I was collecting salamanders and, you know, going and making tree forts out of real trees and so forth. I also have a strong connection to farming. My family has a farm that's been in our family since 1868. So I spent a lot of time between the farm and the forest, and my work has always kind of looked at elements of those things. When I come out into the field and I look for objects, I'm looking for something that has a somewhat more delicate quality. So this is a interesting little plant here. It's actually got some fun little seed heads on the top here that look like little tendrils. I've used calligraphs in the past as a way to introduce texture into woodcuts. They'll definitely be able to run that through the press, nice and soft. Grasses tend to work well because they're so line oriented and woodcuts are so block shape oriented, so it creates a nice juxtaposition. I've got this lovely curly grass which doesn't cooperate very well but is great once I finally can get it glued down. Basically, I take any sort of textural substance that I can run through the press without damaging the press. In the animal series, I started using hay and straw a lot. This is the calligraph plate that I created for this piece. Then I rub ink into the texture and out of the texture and printed it in between layers of the woodcut. This is a messy, messy process. I'm going to apply the ink to this calligraph that we're then going to take and print as the final layer on top of a reduction woodcut. Pulling the paper off the block after I've printed it. I think that's probably my favorite part of the process. it's kind of like opening a present, but it could be horrible.
To see these and more of Emily Gray Koehler's work, visit studioegk.com.